warming up to 50. But again today, sunny sky, high around 42.
Energy efficient tips for winter brought to you by your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Hometown Energy working for you. Don't block air vents. Keep supply and return vents clear of furniture and appliances so your HVAC system can work more efficiently. Check your HVAC filters monthly during winter months and clean or replace if dirty. Enjoy the sun. Open the drapes on sunny days and bask in the free heat. And switch to better bulbs. LED lighting uses up to 75% less energy than traditional bulbs.
We've got all the news right here.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I see you about to settle on a day-old donut for breakfast. Well, this is a chick intervention. Cause McChicken biscuits and Chicken McGriddles are now at McDonald's. So just hit that drive-thru and change your life. For breakfast, you got this. Wake up breakfast.
Right now, get a savory Chicken McGriddles and hash browns or a buttery McChicken biscuit and hash browns for just $1.50 at any size Dr. Pepper for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
Trigg County Hospital is pleased to announce that Dr. Rockne Brubaker, specializing in the care and treatment of problems of the ears, nose, and throat, has joined the staff at Trigg County Hospital. Dr. Brubaker has over 30 years' experience in his field. He is skilled in pediatric and adult ENT. He has a clinic and is doing surgeries in the outpatient surgery center at Trigg County Hospital, growing and providing more services than ever. That's Trigg County Hospital. Close to home, close to your heart.
You have questions about the 2020 census, and we have answers. Let's go to caller number 1.
Well, what is it?
Good question. It's a simple questionnaire that counts everyone living at your address on April 1st. Next caller?
So why should I take it?
Because it guides how billions in funding gets used each year for things like clinics, fire stations, public transit, and so much more. Caller 3, go ahead.
What's it have to do with representation?
Well, your state's population determines the number of seats it has in the U.S. House of Representatives for the next 10 years. Next?
How do you take it?
Just look for an invitation in the mail starting March 2020, then complete it online, by phone, or by mail. Let's go to our final caller.
Is my information safe?
Yes, it can't be shared with anyone. It's the law. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. This is Todd Griffin along with Ty Englebright. Also joining us today, Caldwell County coaches Chuck Mitchell and Eli Pepper. And guys, good to have everybody here this morning. And it's district tournament week and a lot of excitement going on.
Oh yes, sir. Everybody's excited about it. Practice is good. We had a powwow the other night with the girls. We just my wife cooked for the team, and we just had a chalk talk in the locker room and kind of got our legs underneath us after our win over Hopkins Central. So kids are excited. I'm excited. Anything can happen in tournament time, and we're ready to go.
Big challenges with Madisonville North Hopkins coming up for both teams. And Eli, thanks for coming in and representing the boys team this morning. And man, that Madisonville team you guys have coming up is pretty good.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I know our kids and our staff's really, really excited. Just like he said, we've kind of got our legs back under us here in the last day. Had a couple shooting practices and tightening a few screws here and there. But I think they've got as good a chance as any Caldwell team to win a district this year for sure.
Ty, thanks for sticking around again. How's it going?
It's great to be here, and we got a sunny day to talk hoops, and I'm just tickled to death, and it's great to have these guys here. Congratulations, and looking forward to how the season's going to play out.
So we might talk a little basketball today.
We just might.
Need to get to a break here on the show, but we will come back. And like I said, lots of basketball talk today here on the Sideline Report. Stay with us on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
This is Todd Griffin with your SportsEdge.com. Every Thursday morning in the 8 a.m. hour here on WPKY, we bring you the Sideline Report. This is your invitation to join us as we talk sports. Sometimes it's local sports. Sometimes we talk about national sports news. We always have a guest, and you are always invited to listen. The Sideline Report is brought to you in part by ABC Finance, U-Ride, and Bashir Sawmill. I'll be looking for you to join us Thursday mornings at 8:05 for the Sideline Report. You can tune in on 1580, 103.3, or online at WPKYonline.com.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buying an investment property, or adding square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today.
Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 10029990.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
The time has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019. Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYonline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
Back on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for joining us this morning. Once again, Ty Englebright sticking around on the show today. Caldwell County Lady Tiger head coach Chuck Mitchell is here. Tiger assistant coach Eli Pepper. Madisonville coming up for the girls tonight. And, Coach, what do you know about them?
Well, we've played them twice. Well, we showed up twice. I don't know how much we've played. But, you know, we're going to go in there tonight, and we've had a good walkthrough yesterday and good practice. Actually, we got up and down a little bit, and we had a good walkthrough when it talked about the Peyton twins. They're 1-3-1. They were just an extremely good team. In transition, they can. That's their game, really. And then they got a good guard in LaGrange, so they're well-rounded. They're one of the best, I think, in the top 10 teams in the state for sure.
Yeah, 26-1 now. I think their only loss was to Henderson County, ranked 5th in the state now. So I mean, I think they're legitimate.
I think they're one of the top 10 teams. There's no question about it. And you know the girls, the Peyton twins are really, really good. They shoot outside, can take you off the bounce. They're a good team.
What do you do to try to match up with a team like that?
Well, you know, we talked about a few different things. We're going to try defensively tonight, and then we'll just throw those at them. And offensively, we got to figure out how to get the ball in Bella's hands and JC's hands. But I tell you, Maj Hollowell has really come on. So, you know, we're expecting a different performance tonight.
You guys are 16-13, which is, you know, no small feat considering the injuries you've had this year.
Yes, sir. It's been one of those seasons, you know, you have occasionally. You know, we had a lot of injuries and to top players, and you know, in and out, and some are out of the season. We got, you know, JC is actually playing with a partially torn ACL right now. She's already scheduled for surgery second week in March. So she, you know, that's a warrior. She's been playing with that for, you know, 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you know, and she's sometimes you can see she's a little tentative, but I tell you what, you can go to war with a kid like that who's playing with did not want to give it up. She wanted to finish the season.
Well, I hate it when anybody gets hurt, but especially a senior, and you've got Jada Boyd, who one of your top players, your point guard. I mean, you know, the person that makes it all go, and then you lost her in the middle of the season.
Yes, sir. She's our main cog. She made things happen, you know, and I hated it for her and the team, you know, because she wanted to finish her senior year up, and we had some goals we wanted to reach, and she, you know, on the flip side to that, it's given some other players like Maja a chance to develop. She's played, started since she's been hurt, and it's helped her develop into the player she is, and she's on the all-district team.
What a special moment, though, for senior night to get Jada back out there for at least a second or two.
Yeah, that took a little bit of maneuvering with everybody, but it worked out. I told her she's trying to pad her stats. We got her down there, and she missed the layup. And
she needed to grab the rebound, though.
Well, Livingston got it and just handed it right back. I thought that was really great sportsmanship, and my hat goes off to the coaching staff at Livingston, and the officials all were in on it, and it was all good, and it gave Jada a chance to be out on the court one more time.
But, I think the missed shot kind of made it more special because Livingston grabbed the ball and gave it back to her. It made for a better moment.
Handed it right back to her. What a great sportsmanship. What a great moment, for sure.
But, again, she's one of your top players, and you lose her, it kind of forces you to rearrange everything you're doing.
Yes, sir. Not only her, Paris Gray was out. I don't know how long. A.J. Caldwell is still out with a knee injury. We had... it's just been one of those seasons that you don't want to have, but it happens sometimes, and there's always a plan. So I think if you take anything good out of all this is that a lot of players have been able to get more minutes and step up and play, and they've done pretty good.
But going into the season, it looked like you guys were poised to have a good year, maybe 20 wins if everything fell correctly. Then you kind of had to battle the injuries, and still 16 wins is pretty good.
Yeah, and we're trying to figure it out after the injury started. We wasn't going to give up. We wasn't going to quit, but we had to figure out how he was going to play, and some had to figure out new roles to play. So, my hat goes off to the kids. They in that locker room, they battle, they try to figure out what they were supposed to do, and they've done a pretty good job.
Because every team, as soon as they see your point guard go out, is going to come out and press you.
They're going to come out and get you. We knew that. We knew that was going to happen, and we've kind of cut into that a little bit with Maj, and JC's not as agile as she was before she got hurt. But she's a good ball handler, and Paris has helped us a little bit. She's come back, but it would have been great to have AJ come back. But she's done for the season. So I think we're really ready to go into this tournament and play.
Well, Coach, 16 and 13, nothing to frown out there, especially with the adversity that you've battled. Of course, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal,
yes, sir.
a powwow in a locker room,
yes,
and
sir.
then, of course, I think you probably just want your girls, and if they go out there on the court and give full effort and leave everything out there, you can't ask more than that.
Absolutely. My wife is a really good cook, and she cooks for the girls all the time. And we had a good meal the other evening, and we really didn't pick up a basketball. We just got in the locker room, set up, had ice cream cake, had a good dinner with everybody. And we just talked basketball and talked about what we was going to do. And sometimes you just got to do that, especially this time of year when it's coming down to the time. But you're right. The kids go out, and we want them to have an effort. We want them to finish this thing out, play strong,
Well, and this week you kind of get a reprieve of sorts because I always say the district championship game is almost a freebie because even if you lose that game, you still get to play next week.
Yes, sir. You got to get by that first game. You got to get by that first game so you can get two more. You know, and that's the key. And anything can happen once you get there.
That's right.
So you just gotta go in there and you got to play. That's what we told them during when we was eating the other night. Go in there and play your game. Don't look at the scoreboard and just get better.
Because the regional tournament, it's got a lot of good teams, but you look at the draws for both the girls and the boys, win or lose, there could be a good draw out there.
There absolutely could be. I guess it was an upset last night with Webster and Henderson. So anything can happen in tournament time, and once we draw Saturday morning, we'll figure out where we're at and who we got to play.
We do know that Webster County and Hopkinsville for the girls are in the regional as district champions. Henderson County and Christian County are runners-up, though, so there's going to be some champion out there that kind of gets a tough draw in the first round.
Yeah, that's going to be that's what we was talking about this morning when we come in, my wife and I said, let me see that thread again. She looked at it again. So, yeah, there's a possibility that there could be some first-round in the games that could be dandies.
And the region tournament's always a big deal, and I know that's probably one of the goals is you're always trying to get as far as you can.
That was one of our goals, of course, the Class A, and then we wanted to get to the regional tournament, and 20 wins was something we was looking at, and I'm really pleased with what we've got accomplished this year, but we're not done, and that's what I wanted to make sure the girls knew. We're not finished. Let's finish this thing out strong.
Want to go back just a second to the Jada Boyd thing on senior night. How did that kind of come about, and at what point did you decide, hey, we could do this?
Well, it was probably 2 or 3 games before that. I asked her, I said, she's on a crutch. I said, are you going to be on the crutch? I'd like to get you out on the court and let you shoot one more shot, get out there and be on the court, get some pictures and stuff. And she was all for it, so she went to the doctor and got cleared to be able to walk out. I talked to the Livingston coaches, they were really, really good, they were for her. And the officials are saying, they made sure everything was good. So it's kind of you're worried about that last game of the season, you want to, but it was, I thought it was a special moment for Jada and her parents to be able to see her out on the court again. And it was for me, we miss her terribly, but it was a good night for sure.
But I'm sure there was some concern about, you didn't want her to get bumped in any way or any kind of issue like that.
Yeah, we was talking to the coaching staff, and they said, well, we'll just surround her and make sure nobody gets to her, So, and then, she missed a shot. The Livingston player got the rebound and handed it right back to her. So, great sportsmanship. I'll never forget that, and I know she won't either.
Well, that young lady got a rebound, but she got a turnover.
I know, right back to her.
Again, though, that was just a really special night, and it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was great to be able to do something like that.
And you got to remember, it's easy to get lost in all this, but it's about these kids, and making them responsible adults and understand what life's about, and it's all about them. We're doing this, we're coaching, we want to win basketball game, but at the end of the day, we want the kids. It's about them.
I wasn't sure that Livingston, though, realized when they got the ball back that they were supposed to go down and score, because they kind of walked the ball up the floor, and I'm like, there's nobody guarding anybody.
I know. I told her to go spread away, let him score. But I mean, we really didn't think about it. We kind of won the tip automatically, because we got the ball back after a 2-2, So, but that, kudos to the Livingston program for letting us do that.
Well, and I thought their kids came out and played pretty well that night, too.
Yes, I do.
Kind of had a long season down there, both their teams, and I thought they competed really well.
I really think they're going to be a good team. Next year they're going to be able to compete. I like what they have coming up. I've seen some of their middle schoolers, so I think it's just coming.
Talking basketball this morning, the Lady Tigers playing tonight for the district championship. The Tigers will play tomorrow night. Need to get to another break on the show. We're going to let Eli talk, though, when we get back. Eli, still over there?
I'm here.
All right, good deal. We're going to talk some basketball with both coaches when we come back on the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Health First Community Health Center.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Going to be able to get some vitamin D today, but it's still going to be on the chilly side. We're going to see sunshine with a high around 42. Then tonight, cloudy conditions with a 40% chance of rain and snow moving in after midnight. Temperature dropping to 33. Then tomorrow, partly sunny with a slight chance of rain before noon, high around 47. And then Saturday, sunshine warming up to 50 degrees. But again today, sunny sky, high around 42.
Some people just have a knack for being there when you need them the most, like your third grade classmate who sticks up for you against that bullet, the neighbor who gives you the jump start, and the friend who chases away that flock of geese at your outdoor wedding. Your State Farm agent has your back, too, through good times and the not so good. And who's got your agent's back? State Farm, the company people have trusted for more than 90 years. We're here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Barkley Hudson at 270-365-7521.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Imagine if there were a place you could go to buy gift certificates to some of the best businesses in town. Now, imagine all those great gift certificates priced 30, 35, 40%, and at times over 60% or more off retail every day of the week. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com.
Back on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios this morning, joined by Ty Englebright of WPKY, Caldwell County Lady Tiger basketball coach Chuck Mitchell, and Eli Pepper, one of Caldwell County's assistant boys basketball coaches. And Eli, you guys are on a pretty good run right now with 7 straight wins.
Yeah, we've talked to the kids a lot. We don't know what's clicked in the last 7, but we don't want it to change. I think they've really bought into Coach K's system and what he's trying to convey to them every day. And from when I showed up here in November, it's night and day who our team is, and I love it.
Team was 9-14, and it looked like the season might kind of get away from you guys. And again, you've won 7 straight now, 16-14, assured of at least a 500 season, and one more win kind of gives you a winning year.
Yeah, no, Coach Mitchell talked about got them a home-cooked meal and stuff, and sometimes it's about getting those kids' minds away from basketball and getting them a little breather and letting them know that it's still about fun. And right before this 7-game streak started, we started practice with a little dodgeball, had the kids have some fun, and they got to throw the balls at the coach, get a little anger out, we had a lot of fun.
Well, you can be too serious sometimes.
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's in my career, it was easy to get caught up in that, and these kids are very good about separating how serious to be and when it's a game and things like that.
A big challenge with Madisonville North Hopkins. How do you try to match up with a team that, they've got all that size inside? I mean, there's no making up for 6'7" and 6'9".
Yeah. You kind of think, as much as you hear people talk, they're the talk of the region. As much as you hear people talk about them, they've already got their hotel rooms for Rupp.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of gives our kids a little chip on their shoulder. I think the way to go about Kenny White, Kashawn Casey, are not being afraid of them and realizing that those two require help on defense, and that's all defense is about, is help, and getting our kids to help a teammate. Like I said earlier this morning, I would much rather the other 3 kids beat us, but then you've got 4 more seniors sitting on the bench that are a very well-seasoned team. But like I said, I think we got a great shot.
Well, and this is Madisonville's year. They were actually a little ahead of schedule by winning it last year, and probably should have gone further at state. Had somebody on the ropes and kind of let them off the hook a little bit. But this is the year they've kind of looked forward to for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think anybody would like to spoil that more than our kids.
Yeah.
It's 11 in a row district championships.
This would be 11 if they win it this year. So.
I mean, it's kind of getting monotonous for everybody in Caldwell, especially me.
But it would be a big upset if anybody in the region gets Madisonville this year. Not anybody can be beaten, but they're pretty good.
For sure, yeah. Like I said, I think we're ready to go. We put in kind of a game plan here, and we're going to stick to it.
But you're a good guy to ask about the height, because you've played in games where you were the tallest guy on the floor, but you've also played in games where you weren't.
Plenty of times.
So how do you attack somebody that's bigger than you?
Yeah, I think my goal in high school was to stay as comfortable as I could. And, when teams brought other defenders in and made me do things I wasn't comfortable with, that's when we got away from my strengths and stuff like that. And that was the same thing in college and pros. The most important thing is making people uncomfortable. And we've seen a few situations here and there where Kenny White's uncomfortable and Casey's uncomfortable on film. And we'll try to expose that. I mean, they're such good kids that you're not going to be able to do that the whole game. But if we can get a possession here, a possession there, that's big for us.
But you're what, 6'9"?
Yes, sir.
And that's big, especially for high school. But you played college games where there were lots bigger guys out there. So did you approach the game that much differently when you went into those contests, or was it just, hey, we're playing basketball?
Yeah, I'll never forget the first day I walked into campus at Lipscomb. I met 2 of my teammates. They were brothers. One was 6'11", the other was 7'2". So I remember I was the small guy on the team now, and it was a different world. But it forces you to find your strengths and find others' weaknesses.
Well, of course, what comes to mind with Eli is the big dunk over the Texas big man that's so famously out there now all over social media and, of course, on some of the ESPN and stuff like that. But that's got to be a tremendous feeling. Like I said, no intimidation there, but you just took it home, and finished the job. Right. And that's one of those mindsets, I think, you could let it get in your head, but you didn't. And I was going to ask both coaches, and I think especially when you're, let's just face it, both our teams are underdogs tonight. But can that sometimes have a pretty cool effect to where, the team's just loose? Let's just go out there and let's just play and see what happens. I think sometimes that can be a positive when you're an underdog and help you play looser.
Absolutely. I mean, they have everything to lose. Yeah. I mean, we just go in there and play loose and play hard and see what happens. They got all the pressure on them actually to take care of business. So, like like Coach Pepper said, some of these teams got their tickets punched and headed to Rupp, so don't get too far ahead of yourselves,
Exactly.
and go out there and play.
Well, and the district championship game kind of affords you the ability to play loose.
Exactly.
Because you have another game.
You live in another day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Again, the Tigers playing Friday, the Lady Tigers playing tonight. We'll have both games right here on WPKY. And Eli, has the game plan changed for the Tigers over the last few weeks, or are you guys just playing better?
I don't know necessarily that it's changed completely. I think we put in a lot of new stuff, a lot of hard stuff to guard, and our kids have just, absolutely been sponges and absorbed all of it and ran the stuff that we've asked as hard as they could. That makes a huge difference. I think that's why, since it's all new here and late, they haven't seen a bunch of this stuff on film, the other teams, and it's been very, very good to us.
Well, and Coach Cookie Hicko mentioned after the ball game the other night, I think you guys had 10 or 11 turnovers against Hopkins County Central. He's like, you go back to the first of the season, we were making 30 a night.
Yeah, and that's been a big emphasis the whole season. And I remember after the first 2 games, it was like 57 in 2 games or something like that. And, that's just you attribute that to our guards and how much they've changed and bought in and really, really grown into the players they can be, for sure.
But the entire team just seems to have a better understanding of what it's trying to accomplish at the offensive end.
Yeah, I think they finally realized that they can do it. I think the first game we didn't really show up to play Madisonville, and then the second game you go into the fourth quarter down 5-8, whatever it was, and they're like, man, we're here. And unfortunately, we didn't have enough gas in the tank that game, but then we come out and here we are at 7 in a row. And they realize they belong, for sure.
But basketball is relatively simple, right? It's get a good shot and knock it down on the offensive end and force a bad shot and grab the rebound at the defensive end, right?
That's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, for sure. I told the kids yesterday, I said, we're putting in a lot of new stuff here and there, but at the end of the day, it comes down to it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmys and Joes.
That's right.
They're the ones that are going to cut the nets down. They're the ones that are going to be the reason the coach gets to take down the whole net. It's not us at all. It's not the plays. It's who goes out there and gives everything.
Well, I think that, and I was with Coach K yesterday when we went to our meetings, and I think Coach Pepper is not really telling everything. Coach K was really high on Coach Pepper's putting in some offenses that's really looking good, and the kids are taking what they, even in the halftime, he's putting something on the board, Coach Pepper's, and the kids did it. They executed. So, kudos to Coach Pepper and Coach K. He's got him a good one there.
Well, without giving away anything, Eli, what are some little tricks you learned in college and then playing professionally to get around some things?
Yeah, no, the biggest trick I learned in college was how important film is and learning what teams do coming out of timeouts or on baseline out of bounds, because you can literally steal possessions from teams like that and score points. And I got on the team pretty hard when I first got here because I can keep up with who's watching film when and compared to us and the coaches. And I got onto them pretty hard, and me and the coaches were in the lead by far. And I looked at it the other day, and I would never tell the kids this. I hope they're not listening. But me and the coaches are in the middle, and the players are above us.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's a tribute to them. That's why we're playing so good. And I got on them pretty hard about me being able to draw something up on the board, and they couldn't execute it. And now it's like I could draw anything, and they're going to go do it better than I ever even drew it. And I'm telling you, I don't know what's clicking, but I hope it doesn't stop.
But that's a sign of good teams, though, when you can just drop a play and run it.
Yeah, and I've been sending the kids clips because I'm like Coach Pepper. I watch a lot of tape. I want to know what we're into, and I want the kids to watch it. And like he says, we can see who's watching the tape or not. So I've been sending them clips of different games and what they're doing, and they can watch it on their phone. They said they got in trouble in class for watching it, and I said, well, don't get me in trouble.
Right.
That's all.
Well, that was my next question: is how much do you guys rely on the video? And because some coaches are just concerned that we want to do what we do and do it well, but then there's other people that want to know everything about the opponent.
I watch hours of the same team, then come back fresh and see something different, and it just, oh man, I didn't see that. And I'm big on tape. When I was at Union College coaching, of course we had VHS, and it was back and forth. But I you can break down tape and you can figure out little things, one OB under score can win the game for you. You just, how they defended that. Is somebody weak on that, So, and I know Coach Pepper watches a lot of tape. Coach K is telling me about it.
No, I think going through the season, when you're watching tape, it's all about for me, it's all about my team. How can we fix our team? And now it's the postseason, we're for sure watching the other teams, figuring out what they do and how we can adjust to that. That's how it's changed for me over the season.
Well, Chuck, you talked after the win the other night that you guys had seen some things about Hopkins County Central on tape that kind of helped you in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've been pressing quite a bit, and, you know, our press was good, but it wasn't, you know, on the plus side, it wasn't giving us what we wanted. We weren't getting the steals and scores, and they were getting breakaways, they were getting past us, and they were getting into the rim, either getting fouled or getting shots close to the basket, you know. And we, Coach McDaniels really did a great job breaking some tape down with Christian County, and they scored everything within a 4-foot area against Christian County when they beat them. Hopkins Central, I'm speaking of, had one shot outside the 10-foot area and won by like 14 or 16 points. So now we're going to put 1 foot in the paint. We're going to just let them, we're going to keep them outside and keep them in front of us. And, you know, ball screens were hurting us, and we opened the window and getting through screens, and it really worked well. I mean, tape, when you're watching video, like Coach says, you're watching your team, but how defensively, what do we need to do better? And watching Hopkins Central and then watching them play Christian County really helped.
Well, and we were talking about the turnovers earlier, and that was always a big thing with me. You talk about 30 turnovers and take that down to 10. Well, that's 20 possessions you've just added, which should equal at least 20 more shots. Exactly. Well, even if you only make a fourth of those, that's 10 more points. Well, and plus all the possessions you've taken away from the other team. Well, how often would a 10-point swing in a game change the outcome?
Yeah, I know. And, you know, we went into halftime the other night, and I was talking about what we need to do better defensively, and one of the players, it may have been Lucy, said, "They've only got 10 points, Coach." You know?
And that's awesome coming from a player that they have that kind of recognition of what's going on out there. They're keeping it with it.
So that's pretty good defensive half.
Yeah, exactly.
Caldwell County and Madisonville coming up in the district championship games. Kind of interesting that both teams are playing the same team, but I guess just a good run from Madisonville the last year or two, both boys and girls.
I tell you that, you know, they're really good. I'd be glad to see the Peyton twins graduate and move on somewhere. Watch them at the college level, but LaGrange will still be there. They'll still be a really good team. You know, they got a lot of good players coming back, and they'll be competing. And, you know, that's good for our district. We want to be strong, and we want to be able to play good teams. But definitely, I think the Peyton twins make that team roll right now.
Well, and Eli, the best thing is that when you get to the second region tournament, that Madisonville team, win or lose tomorrow, that's going to be on the other end of the draw in the region.
Yeah, if there's many good things about being in the 7th district, it's that for sure. Like he said, we're going to be happy to see Kenny White and Casey go to college and become the men they should be, you know. But you don't hear of 9 seniors on a basketball team very much. Right. And so I have no clue what I would expect from them next year. I know they're coached by a very, very good coach. And if he's still there, they're going to be just as good a team as they've ever been. So we're always going to have our hands full with Madisonville for sure.
A big win for you guys the other night over Hopkins County Central, though. And I'll be honest, I thought that game might be a little tighter. Yeah. You guys kind of grabbed control early and held on to it.
Yeah, us coaches were talking. You know, Coach Fralick's over there. He's a mastermind of the game of basketball. And watching film on them is like, man, what are they going to throw at us? They ran a box and 1, a diamond and 1, 3-2, 2-3. And fortunately, our kids came out and shot the ball phenomenal. You know, so we shot them out of their zone. They had to go man. We got a good lead, and we kept it. And I told our kids, I said, that's a sign of a really, really good team. It's teams that can take a lead and hold a lead and keep executing throughout the game. Because it's easy when you're up 20-25 to say, it's time to get mine. I'm going to start taking these shots. And it turns into bad shots, and then you lose the lead like that.
You know, in basketball, to me, you look at it at the collegiate level especially, the pro level, and now and even at the high school level, it's about the team that's hot at the time of the year. And so, you know, going in 7 in a row, playing Madisonville pretty tight the last time we played them. Yeah, they pulled away a little bit, but, you know, you got to be feeling good about the streak you're on, Eli, the team, and then how that bodes for you heading into postseason.
Yeah, we do for sure. I've kind of caught myself looking at the coaches in practice, like when the kids are just making shots left and right, and we're like, where is this coming from? Like, nobody say nothing. Don't say anything. We don't want to stop it. And they're really taking every possession serious. Like every possession to our team right now has been super precious. I know it got the crowd kind of uneasy to start the game against Central, but our first 2 possessions were 48 seconds each. I mean, that's 2 minutes almost of our time. We have the ball, they don't have the ball, they can't score, and that's part of taking a lead. You know, it's every possession is truly precious.
but the team is playing with a lot of confidence, and that's kind of one of those things. They're shooting the ball with confidence, but it's kind of the chicken or the egg thing. You have to have some success to have confidence, but you have to have some confidence to have some success. So how do you kind of breed that?
It's a double-edged sword for sure, and our confidence has been getting better and better as we go along and getting used to each other and playing the way we're playing. I first came back with Trigg County. I was very, very worried about how to play this group. Numbers were down. I wanted to press and wanted to do some different things, but we lost that game by 5 or 6, I think. And I told the kids, I said, it's really on me. That's on me. I'm trying to figure out. I didn't want to do anything that was going to damage anybody else, get anybody hurt. And but after that game, we realized that we could do some things, and I think that started getting them some confidence. Maj got some confidence, and that's all it took. You get a point guard with some confidence. She's making great decisions. She shoots the ball when she needs to, goes to the rim when she needs to, passes when she needs to. So it's all about what she's been really able to do for us.
Because the Lady Tigers would like to press, right? That's the way you want to play.
Well, I would love to do that. I'd love to be able to get up in you and guard you and score off. That's your best offense. It's a good defense. And I've always a defensive player in high school. I couldn't shoot it very well, but I could make a layup. I always guarded the best player. And but it's not like college. When I recruited kids there, we had a certain way we wanted to play, so we could get those kids. In high school, you got to adapt around the kids and the system and the situation. But back to your statement about confidence, and I think that's our confidence is really, really high, and they're excited to be able to get another shot at the Mattisville tonight.
Well, and Eli, that's something with the boys team. I'm not sure you guys have a style.
Right,
it's just we're playing basketball.
Yeah, they're a really adaptive team, and they are playing confident right now. And I think maybe something that stuck with them was I tried to explain to them that confidence doesn't come from, hey, I had 18 points last night, I had 17 the game before. Confidence comes from other people scoring, and once they started sharing the ball and sharing joy and others succeeding on their team, they've started playing incredible. And they've kind of figured out that when we go inside first, then we start making threes. And then if we come out making threes, then the inside opens up. And it's been a joy to watch those kids embrace that.
Talking basketball this morning with Lady Tiger head coach Chuck Mitchell. Caldwell County assistant boys coach Eli Pepper is with us. Ty Englebright's on the show again today. Need to get to the break, though, on the Sideline Report, so stay with us. More basketball talk coming up here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Kay's Kitchen.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Dry and cool conditions today. We're going to see sunshine, high around 42. Then overnight, cloudy conditions with a 40% chance of rain and snow after midnight, low around 33. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a slight chance of some afternoon showers, high around 47. And then Saturday, looking pretty nice. Sunshine warming up to 50. But again today, sunny sky, high around 42.
Need cash fast? Get the money you need. Call ABC Finance now.
Life doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes money is tight when you need it most.
At ABC Finance, we're here for you.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
And we can help you in a pinch, even if your credit is less than perfect.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000 and the individual attention to help you get your finances back on track.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call, and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like ABC Finance on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance. All loans subject to normal credit approval.
We continue on the Sideline Report here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for joining us this morning. Lady Tiger basketball coach Chuck Mitchell is with us. Caldwell assistant Eli Pepper. Ty Englebright is here. Want to tell you right now, though, about Dave's Deal of the Week at U-Right in Princeton. But Ty, this week it's a surprise.
It is. Yeah. What is the surprise?
I don't know. We don't have a deal.
Oh, we don't have it. But I tell you what we do have though. What is great? Of course, this is tax time. right? So a lot of folks getting that, several nice tax returns out there. I bet you could take it out there, the U-Ride, talk to Christy, Dave, somebody out there, and if you're looking for a new ride, they could probably help you out. All kinds of quality pre-owned vehicles out there at U-Ride, and I'm sure Dave would be glad to show you around and get you fixed up.
Yeah, see Dave at U-Ride in Princeton. That's U-Ride 310 Marion Road, Princeton. Telephone 270-365-3215. Again, district tournament week for Caldwell County's basketball teams. The Tigers and Lady Tigers playing in the district championship games. Lady Tigers playing tonight, Tigers playing tomorrow. And I guess, Eli, the big question going into the boys' game tomorrow is what kind of footwear will Coach Cash have?
I hope none. I hope he just wears socks this time.
Where does he come up with those?
I have no clue. He tried to make it a competition at first, but I guess I just started winning so much and feeling bad for him. I've kind of quit.
Has he worn any bowling shoes yet? I mean,
I think that's all he wears.
Okay, I thought that's what he had out there. I couldn't tell. I love the gold sparkles though. I think those are my favorite.
From Dorothy.
Exactly.
Yeah, the ones he had on the other night, he needed to turn down a little bit. I think they were blinding some people, But that's kind of fun, though. He's kind of carved out his own niche there for the.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're not going to find many coaches that love their kids more than that guy. He's good for them.
Well, and it kind of takes some of the pressure off. I mean, we were talking earlier about trying to have fun with it, and there you go. I mean.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of takes some eyes off the kids, and they don't ever notice that. But, I mean, it's true.
Aren't those moments fun in the game, though, when it seems like everything's falling apart, and then somebody just looks and there's a laugh, and let's go play.
Sure,
aren't those fun?
That's what it's all about.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, you want your team loose. I mean, I think you'd rather look out and see them warming up and kind of laughing and cutting up a little bit than just to be so serious that they're almost tight.
That's what we're getting. Yes, sir. That's what we're getting the last probably 3 or 4 weeks. Coach McDaniels. He said, "Look, the kids are enjoying themselves, having fun, and I think that's huge. They're not down because of the injuries. They're really having fun.
Yeah, that's a big. You've got to play loose. I mean, it's playing tight is tough to win games.
At the end of every scouting report on the board, long time ago, from a great coach, Ron Reed, who was my high school coach, went on to Ole Miss, was assistant there. But he'd always say, have fun. Absolutely. If you're not having fun, you're not in the right place.
Eli, how have you enjoyed the coaching aspect this season?
Yeah, it's a whole different world, but I've found myself telling a lot of people I've had a lot more fun coaching than I ever did playing, and I had a ton of fun playing. These kids, to me, are more like teammates than my players, because right when I'm going through one of the hardest times of my life, leaving professional basketball and coming home, there weren't many groups to just welcome me with open arms, and these kids have for sure. And I've absolutely fell in love with them, fell in love with the idea of coaching, and I've had so much fun with these kids.
And it's great to have somebody on the team that's so young and so tall that can work out with the team sometimes.
Yeah, they like to tell me I'm old here and there.
No, he's doing a great job. I'm telling you, Coach K is really high on Coach Pepper, and I can see the things he's doing, and it's I think he's found his groove. Really do.
Yeah, well, Coach Mitchell, he kind of doesn't tell the full story sometimes, but every time I walk in their practice, I like to stand behind the scenes and peek through the bleachers. And I've stolen a couple plays here and there.
But yeah, you're still young enough that I think you have some cred with the players. I hate to tell Coach Daniel Cookie Hicko this, but from the player standpoint, he's kind of old now. He's like the rest of us. But you're young, you can relate.
Those kids will try to talk a little trash to me here and there, and I'll give it right back. But I think they know not to say much to Coach K or any of the older guys.
It's just got to be really cool, hometown kid, all your vast basketball experience, you're playing at Lipscomb, then to go play professional basketball in Europe, and then to get to come home and mentor these kids, these young men, and teach them the game of basketball, but help teach them about life and make them be better young men. I mean, that's got to be just a dream come true.
Yeah, and it truly is a dream come true. I remember my sophomore year was the first year Coach K came in, and the lesson he tried to teach me throughout my career is about leaving a legacy and leaving a place better than you found it. And going out my senior year, he was teaching me that giving back is how you how you leave somewhere better than when you found it. And that's the most important thing to me is I'm trying to give back to a program that gave so much to me. I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere without Coach K in this program. I would have probably never been to college to play basketball or anything like that. So that's all it's about for me, is giving back to these kids and trying to give them a different perspective maybe I didn't get when I was in high school.
What's your future plans? Would you still like to maybe play at some point down the road?
I've thought about it a lot, but like I said, I've had so much fun coaching. I will just stick with what I'm doing right now. I mean, it's the joy of every day. I cannot wait to get there every day.
Again, Caldwell County's team is playing for the district championship. Girls tonight, boys tomorrow. Up at Indiana, Fonzo White's team is 15-6. The SAC conference champions. And they will play next week in the sectionals, the 3A sectionals, because, Ty, they have classes in Indiana.
I know. We were talking a little bit about that before we went on the air, and several schools have thought about that. But what a tremendous job Fonzo has done up there for Bishop Luers. Of course, he's a hometown guy, played basketball here. But, boy, he's taken that program that has not won many games just a few years ago. Maybe it was last year even. And then,
4 games last year, 1 game the year before.
Year before last, and then just has flipped it around.
I like that they have classes in Indiana.
Yep.
I don't like the blind draw for the sectional because they will play the Leo Lions, and they are 16-7. And when you look at the sectional draw, you can see 2 teams with really good records, and then the next game has a team that's 2-19 playing somebody that's 5-16. Mm-hmm. So I can't jump on board with that, but I do like the classes.
Right, yeah.
So how do you guys kind of stand on that?
Well,
I know we all have different opinions.
We all, I'm pretty, I like the way it is. I can remember at Harlan when we won our region in the Class A, and we played Newport Central Catholic, and they were just a powerhouse, and they just crushed us in the first round. They went on to win the Class A and then won the Sweet 16 as well. So, it's tough because, these private schools can get players, and the small schools like Harlan Independent, where I was at, we have what we have.
Yeah, and even this week, if you look, Caldwell County is more of a 2A kind of school. Mm-hmm. Madisonville is probably 4A, 5A-ish, that kind of school.
Yes,
and when they have twice as many kids as you, it makes it difficult. Not that you can't compete, but it's a little tougher.
Yeah, it's definitely got its pros and cons. It's one of those things where when you go to Rupp Arena and you see the 16 teams coming from the region, it's exciting. I love going to the state tournament. But I don't know. I like the way it is right now. But like you say, it's a kind of unfair when you're playing a 5A school or a 4A school, and they got all those kids to choose from. So I'm kind of straddling the fence. The small schools would really need a chance. I think Class A gives them a great chance to shine. It gives my kids at Harlan a chance to shine. I was trying to explain what the Class A meant to them, to our girls. Because it's a big thing, it gives them a chance to shine, And the next year we went down and we won our first round game when I was with Harlan. We beat a team out of Louisville, and we played good in the second round, got beat. But it's a big thing for the kids in the community and the school.
Yeah, not to get on my soapbox again, but back in the day, you go back to the 40s and 50s. Dawson Springs could compete for the second region championship. Went to state and was state runner-up one year. These days, though, the difference between the big schools and the small schools is a whole lot bigger than it used to be.
It's just definitely a big advantage if you got more kids to choose from, for sure. It's just the way it is. And it is what it is when it comes to that. But what's exciting is when you find that school that comes out of nowhere and beats those big schools. That's what makes it special.
Yep.
I'm just wondering what was in the water in Madisonville about 16, 18 years ago. I don't know if that's all hometown talent, but, you look back about 16, 18 years ago, and that talent sitting over there.
Amen to that.
Well, they just have a special group coming through, and again, I go back to the size thing that's something that a lot of teams just can't match up with.
You can't, it's hard to, with the girls' side of it, they got 2 kids 6 feet tall and they're long arms, and, they play the correct defense. It's they're well coached, they know how to play together, so they know what they have. I've heard one of the twins coach, I was watching them play Dawson the other night, and they were, one of the twins was coaching LaGrange, telling her to slow down, bring it back, let's get a good shot, and she come right back, didn't drop her lip. They know how to play together. She was communicating. You don't have anything right now. So I love that about them. I love watching them play, except when they're playing us.
Well, the big question, what do you guys have to do to be competitive tonight?
We just got to compete. I mean, you said it right there. I felt like the last time we was there, we didn't compete at all. I thought that we just come in. I was very disappointed, and I told them that. And I think tonight we're going to go in and compete. This is a great opportunity. Coach McDaniel had a great story, and he said this is an opportunity for you, and you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. You go out there and be loose and play hard. We got a pretty good game plan, I think, ready, and we'll see what happens.
And Eli, what do the Tigers have to do tomorrow night?
Yeah, just like he said, I think it's about leaving it all out there on the court. You have no pressure. They have everything to lose, and you go out there, and when you leave it all on the court, you'll have no regrets. Go out there and play as hard as you can. When you get tired, your teammates, if you trust them enough, we'll get your subs in there, and they're going to pick up your slack, and then you're going to be ready to go, and we'll get you back in there.
And the postseason always lined up for somebody to make a run. Usually there's somebody unexpected that comes out of nowhere, like you say, for the Tigers. A lot of times it's a senior-laden club that kind of makes a run that nobody expects, and you guys have a bunch of seniors out there and that are playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, sitting here with 6 seniors, that they're not ready for this to be over. Yeah. And the good thing is we're going to get to go through one of the best teams in the state to get where we want to be, who also has 9 seniors. So it'll just make it that much sweeter.
But think of the headlines, though.
I'm getting fired up now. I'm ready to play. You got me fired. I wish I could play. I'm ready to go.
Think of the headlines, though, if you pull off the upset.
Oh, no, that's what I told the girls. I said, it's there for you.
And it can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
Madisonville's girls, I think, are number 5 in the state in the AP poll. The boys are number 3.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, that's a score that will resonate around the state if you pull the upset.
Yes, sir. I mean, right now, the hair in the back of my neck's raised. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play right now.
Well, and you never know. I mean, they're high school kids, and once the game starts, I mean, you just
know what's
you
going to
never
happen.
know. I mean, that's the fun thing of covering sports and getting to go to ball games. You just don't know.
Yes, sir. And that's what I tell the girls: just be excited, be happy, and have fun.
Again, Caldwell County's girls playing Madisonville North Hopkins tonight. The Tigers will play tomorrow night over in Madisonville. Good thing is the region rotation comes back to us next year, so it's all good. Yeah.
Amen to that.
That's it, yeah.
Anything else, Coach, you want to add before we get out here today?
Just, thanks for having us here, for
Absolutely.
sure. This is so great for our kids to be able to have the PR, to be able to talk about the team and the coach. My coaching staff, was Coach McKinney and Coach DeKyra, Coach Fredericks, and Coach McDaniel just do a great job helping me get ready for games and keeping me sane. Sometimes that's not easy, So we got a great mix of a coaching staff that can relate to the kids, and I really appreciate everything they do.
Eli, anything else to add?
Yeah, thanks for having us. I think what we're doing here is great, especially for these kids. And just for anyone listening, I don't think many people realize how important it is for these kids to have a good crowd there and a good student section. And just if you have a free night tonight or tomorrow, just make it out there to Madisonville and support these kids because they absolutely love it. They run off of it. It's their fuel.
Ty, anything to add?
It's just important, and we're so blessed with great coaches and a community that backs the coaches and great kids, so it's just a lot of fun, and just wish you guys the best of luck. It's been a great season, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, win or lose for the girls tonight or the guys tomorrow, guess what? We get to go to the regional tournament and at least have one more.
Yes, sir.
Just lay it all out there on the court, and so proud of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Again, thanks, guys, for coming in. We appreciate it, and we'll have you in again.
Yes, sir.
That is Lady Tiger head coach Chuck Mitchell, Caldwell County assistant coach on the boys' side, Eli Pepper. Thanks to Ty Englebright for sticking around. This is Todd Griffin. Thanks for listening to the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.